Okay.
Should I leave this on or take it off when I
Leave that on and just adjust.
Okay.
You'll be fine. And you don't have to arrange this. Our sound tech will pick it up from there.
Got it.
So, all right.
Any place where that next?
There you go. You ready? Ricardo, you ready? Thank you for being here. I'm Susan Christian, Director of the Mayor's Office of Special Events and producer for Shell Freedom Over Texas. You know, we were all rocked earlier this year with the various announcements of COVID-19. And when it all crystallized for the special events industry was back on March the 6th, when the phenomenal international show South by Southwest canceled. We were totally stunned nationwide. And then, of course, about a week later, this Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo canceled. And we were absolutely not just spinning anymore, we were at a dead stop. And as soon as the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo canceled, after about a week of performances and the effects that had, we immediately canceled over 300 events for our spring collection. 24 hours after the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo canceled, the national sports teams canceled. And it's very interesting to me how civic events continue to want to get together, that people want to get together in support of what's going on in our country. And I know the mayor will attest that while we couldn't do events, the volunteerism and corporate America stood up together to continue to strengthen our city and our nation. And here we've had lots of marches, lots of rallies, but we have not permitted any events. And we've transitioned a lot of our events to go virtual. And so I'm really pleased today that the mayor will be announcing how we've transitioned this important celebration of America's birthday to fit the needs of our time. Without further ado, let me introduce the best mayor in the land, Mayor Sylvester Turner.
Thanks, Susan. And I'll be introducing some of the persons who are standing with me shortly. But let me just say that, number one, good morning to everyone. And thank you all for joining us today. I have an exciting announcement about Houston's annual July 4th celebration, Shell Freedom Over Texas. This year's event will be different than in years past, but I can promise you that it will be a quality, entertaining production. Due to the current COVID-19 pandemic, events throughout the city and the entire nation have been forced to postpone, cancel, and reorganize. And these are unprecedented times for us all. But in times such as these, we find that our spirit of community is even strengthened. And with all that we have been through since March 1st, believe that it is especially important that we move forward in our celebration of America's birthday. And I asked Susan and her team to be creative in the planning process, and they have. This July 4th, we will not host an outdoor festival along Allen Parkway and Buffalo Bayou. This was an easy decision, as the safety of Houstonians is our greatest concern. And as you know now, the numbers of people testing positive continue to increase every day. We are abiding by the current guidelines, yet we are committed to providing a program that is reflective of the diversity and strength of our city and celebrate the ideas of our founding fathers. Shell Freedom Over Texas will feature the internationally acclaimed Houston Symphony. Several entertainers from various musical genres will join the symphony to deliver a concert celebrating America. There will be no live audience, as this will be the first socially distanced performance of the symphony. It will be broadcast and streamed live on ABC 13. No July 4th celebration, of course, is complete without fireworks. And I'm excited to announce that there will be a live, professionally produced 15-minute firework finale in the Bayou. Remember, we are not standing up a festival, but we will produce a grand fireworks finale. And I can promise you it will be very, very nice. So watch it on television, in your backyard, on a balcony. I'm sure people will find many different ways. It can be in parking lots downtown, in your cars, on the hood, however it works. But the fireworks will go up, and people will be able to see them on July 4th. We will not be able to bring forth a concert and live fireworks display without the support of our sponsors and partners. And I'm happy to welcome back to the lineup as the title sponsor, Shell Oil Company. Please give them a hand already. Shell has supported the city's initiative for decades, including this event as the fireworks sponsor from 2005 through 2010. They continue to sponsor the city's Back to School Festival, and this summer marks their 10th year supporting children through this program. And with their focus to enhance educational opportunities for our children, Shell has been the impetus to expand our beneficiaries for the event, to include a program to close the gap on the digital divide. And this is a sponsor that invests in strengthening our community for the future. Gretchen, I want to personally thank you and your team for our partnership and your dedication to the city, and look forward to the many years of working with you and your team. I'm also thankful to our anchor sponsors for their continued support. Our friends at Reliant have come forth in a big way by sponsoring this year's fireworks. They are the trusted company for powering the city and this July 4th, and they will provide the power to light up the sky with a beautiful fireworks display. And certainly want to thank Elizabeth Killinger for her friendship and commitment to the city of Houston. Walmart returns as a long-time partner, and we will certainly miss the All-American Kids Zone this year, which is always one of the most popular places to be at the festival and one of the events that I deeply love. Unfortunately, we will not be able to do that this year. And then this will be the 33rd year that Bud Light, Seltzer, and Silver Eagle Distributors Houston have been a part of this event. And Bud Light, Silver Eagle Distributors was one of the founding members of our official July 4th celebration of America's birthday. And then while Dr. Pepper could not be with us today, we are thrilled to have them back as an anchor sponsor. And we appreciate their partnership and their ongoing support of our veterans. And I want to take this opportunity to thank these three sponsors who have been with us for so many years: Dr. Pepper, Walmart, and Bud Light, Seltzer, Silver Eagle Distributors of Houston. Please give all three of them a hand. I know your investment is for the patrons who attend the festival each year. However, in this unique year, and let me underscore that it is a unique year. It's unique with COVID-19, but it does not change the fact that we should be celebrating our independence and the sacrifice that so many have made, and the sacrifice that many are still making. So even though we are making the variations, the spirit of this Independence Day, the reason why we are doing it, those things have not changed. We just, as Americans, we find a way to continue to celebrate while being healthy at the same time. So I'm just as excited about this 4th of July, this Independence celebration, as I have ever been. And I hope that the people in our city will be just as proud as well. But there was no way we were just going to cancel it. We're just kind of reimagining it, but drumming up the same spirit and the enthusiasm. And that's why I cannot say enough for our sponsors, for Shell, for the others who, even with the changes, are demonstrating their love and their support and their commitment to this city. That even though it won't be huge crowds out there, so to speak, their commitment and their love for our city remain the same. And finally, I want to acknowledge the Mask Up campaign. As you can see, we're still wearing these masks. It is a different experience. And as we continue to navigate the COVID-19 pandemic, it is important to protect each other by wearing masks, thoroughly washing our hands, getting tested, and maintain social distancing. And throughout Shell Freedom Over Texas 2020, we will provide Mask Up message as a reminder that the pandemic continues to threaten our community. And many of you have seen the Masked Up campaign, billboards, and commercials that feature most decorated Olympians. Simone Biles is an Olympian, then Houston Astros MVP, Carlos Correa, and the award-winning rapper and COVID-19 survivor Slim Thug. I'm also in there, was headed to go to the Olympics, but I hurt my ankle and wasn't able to perform, so we have reimagined. But, you know, I wasn't intended to be an Olympian. And so I'm so grateful to those celebrity, I don't know why people laugh at. I'm so grateful to these celebrity ambassadors for volunteering their time to help me promote the absolute necessity of wearing masks in order to save lives. Now, at this time, it's my pleasure to welcome our new title sponsor, but certainly not a new supporter of the city of Houston, but a new title sponsor, and that is Gretchen Watkins, president of Shell Oil Company. Please give Gretchen a hand as she comes. Gretchen.
Thank you, Mayor Turner. It's great to be part of the reimagined Freedom Over Texas. Shell is really honored to be here. I've got several of my team members here behind me. And, you know, Shell really has a history of partnering and volunteering actually here in Houston and in the area community around us, and especially during some of our most difficult and challenging times, but also during some of our times of celebration, which is what this really is, Freedom Over Texas. So we're returning now to celebrate July the 4th with the city and the community this year, and really to remind us that together we can create a community that supports each other and promotes care and equality. So we're really happy to be back. Thank you so much. Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Pleasure to work with you.
All right, do we have our sponsors, Ricardo? Elizabeth Killinger. Am I coming through fine, Elizabeth?
You are, Susan.
Wonderful. I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Killinger. She's here virtually. We love her and her team over at Reliant. They too are tremendous supporters and sponsors of a lot of initiatives, the mayor's initiatives. And it is, we are thrilled that they came in to sponsor the fireworks show. It'll be 15 minutes, as the mayor had mentioned. So with that, I'll turn that over to you, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Susan and Mayor Turner. We're so excited to be partnering with the City of Houston for America's 244th birthday, and we really appreciate the opportunity to join you virtually for this announcement as we practice social distancing and, as you have said, we mask up. Most people know Reliant for powering our homes and our businesses and organizations, and as the mayor mentioned, the city. But for Houston's 4th of July celebration, you're going to count on us to brighten the night, and we are so excited to bring the colors and the beauty to the skies that night. And while there be a new location for fireworks presented by Reliant this year to allow for social distancing, the show will be broadcast on ABC 13 and will be just as beautiful from wherever you are. Houston is home to Reliant, and I'm a native Houstonian, and we love this town, and we want to make a difference wherever we are. And so regardless of the space that is between us today, we're committed to supporting one another and coming together to celebrate with the community. I hope you all stay safe and well. Back to you, Susan.
Thank you. July 4th and fireworks. We wouldn't have it any other way. I'd also like to introduce from Walmart, Mr. Dennis Allen. He's the marketing manager. Every year, Walmart is with us, as the mayor said, to sponsor the All-American Kids Zone. It's the favored zone out there, I believe. And while the kids will miss that, we're so appreciative. Dennis, may I turn it over to you, please?
Yes, thank you. Yes, we're saddened that we're not going to be able to have the Kids Zone, but, you know, Walmart, we're very proud and honored to sponsor and partner with the City of Houston and the fellow sponsors here today in celebrating this year's 4th of July, Freedom Over Texas. I think it's important we take the time to reflect, appreciate, recognize, as well as celebrate the service and sacrifice of our service members, as well as our first responders, our medical service teams, and our essential workers in this unprecedented time of COVID that we're in today. A special thank you to the many Walmart associates across Houston, across Texas, and across the U.S. that have helped serve the communities in which they work. Walmart and Dr. Pepper will again this year be giving away a mortgage-free home to a hero and military veteran. We want to thank him as well as the many other men and women that serve our country. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Mayor Turner, for helping to celebrate and appreciate all that serve and make Houston and Texas a special place to live. God bless Texas. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. You can clap. That's no problem. We love him. We love him so much. Our next speaker up is one of the founding companies for what we know as Shell Freedom Over Texas, for the founding sponsor. Mr. Elkin Vasco, he's the media manager for Bud Light Seltzer and Silver Eagle Distributors. While I know we won't be out on site drinking Bud Light, well, we might be. I know that there'll be some cold brews from wherever you may be watching the show and watching the fireworks show. Can I turn it over to you, Elkin?
Thank you, Susan, Mayor Turner. First off, I want to extend my deep appreciation on behalf of Silver Eagle Houston for the city's unwavering response to COVID-19 and prioritizing public health and safety. Silver Eagle Houston has been operational throughout the last several months as we safely distribute beverages to thousands of Houston area retailers. We've been doing so as a COVID-19 Houston work safe company with health and safety at the forefront. Now, while this year's celebration may look a bit different, Bud Light and Silver Eagle Houston are still thrilled to join the city once again to celebrate our nation's freedom during Houston's official 4th of July virtual celebration. We applaud the Mayor's Office of Special Events for the great job it has done over the years growing this event to meet the needs of our city. And as a founding sponsor, we are proud to have been part of so many successful celebrations. Now, as we celebrate our country, we also look forward to celebrating our Texas roots and toasting Houston with the freshest Bud Light available, brewed right here deep in the heart of Texas for the past 30 years. So lastly, on behalf of Silver Eagle Houston and our more than 1,200 employees, I would like to encourage everyone to celebrate our country, our state, and our fine city, but please do so responsibly. Be sure to make a plan to make it home before your celebration begins, no matter where you watch the fireworks this year. Thank you, and cheers to another great year.
Thank you, Elkin. Thank you. I am absolutely thrilled to also introduce this next speaker. He stood up, his entire company stood up to create live performances, which is something we've been missing. We've seen some great virtual shows over the last 2.5 months. National shows, local shows, Friday night living room shows, but as they have done on so many occasions, in time of need, in time of celebration, in time of tragedy, the Houston Symphony has joined us as a partner, and it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. John Mangum. He's the Executive Director and CEO of the Houston Symphony. John?
Susan, thank you so much, and thank you, Mayor Turner. Thank you for your leadership on getting this all pulled together. I think it's going to be a remarkable event, and we're really honored to be participating. As Susan said, we've been kind of at the heart of Houston's celebrations and commemorations throughout our 106-year history, including 4 decades of 4th of July concerts at Miller Outdoor Theater. So it's just terrific in this time of COVID-19 to be able to reimagine that and bring people together, even if it's around their TVs or sitting in their cars to watch the fireworks. And I know also that Susan is pulling together some incredible artists to collaborate with the symphony that really reflect the diversity and energy of our great city. So it's an honor for us to be involved. It will be the first time that we have our musicians back on stage at Jones Hall since March 14th, when we canceled our concerts because of the virus. And I can't think of a better way to do it and a better way to bring everyone together. So thank you again for inviting us to be included.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, we have a number of other sponsors who have made this incredible event possible. Our partners over at Houston First, Brenda Bazan, helped us as we are performing, or the symphony is performing in the facility. Also, our television producer, KTRK ABC 13, I want to really thank them. They'll be doing standing up a 3-hour show on July 4th. Our official radio sponsor is Cox Media Group. They will be not only promoting the event and our sponsors and what all we're doing in preparation for July 4th, but they're also will also be broadcasting the live music that sits behind the fireworks. Our official hotel sponsor is the C. Baldwin, a Curio Hotel by Hilton. And our community partner is the Houston Food Bank. And Mayor, you know, I mentioned this to you. The Houston Food Bank has always been our partner for this event, our community partner, and it's always the right time for the Houston Food Bank. There are so many people in need. But COVID has brought up so much more need, and the Houston Food Bank has been there every day feeding people who are hungry and who need help. But also our friends at Shell. Fraser had worked very hard on this, and I know Gretchen, it's very personal for them. You know, what happened with COVID-19, there are things that were kind of in the shadows, if you will, and that's the digital divide. And so they asked us to also bring up a secondary beneficiary, and that is one that will close the digital divide or help close the digital divide for those children who are at home and need access to computers and communication. So we're thrilled that they had the great idea. And now, I know, Mayor, that's very near and dear to your heart. And so thank you, Shell, for that. I also want to extend my appreciation to Shell and to all of our sponsors. With you, this could not be done. I say this every year, and I mean it every year. We can plan a significant and grand event, but if we do not have community partners, we can't display it or show it or stand it up without the help of our partners. So you are really the backbone of our annual July 4th event, and I will say this, with our diverse genres that will be stood up in front of the Houston Symphony, with them performing music from hip-hop to rap to country to rock, contemporary, and then some Americana favorites. We are in for a delightful show. And so I want to thank everyone who's worked on this show. I'd be amiss, Mayor, if I didn't thank my team, Sean, Debbie, and everyone in the Mayor's Office of Special Events, who we have worked so diligently with the national artists and local and regional artists to make this a unique show for 2020. Thank you all very much, and I will open for questions if any media has questions.
Are there no questions on Freedom Over Texas? Nope. Okay.
We did our job, Mayor.
All right.
Thank you all. Okay.
You want to try to get a virtual picture of our other sponsors?
If we can, that'd be great. We could do a couple of different different shots. I think probably.
Let's put the mayor back in the middle.
Yeah, and I think we need to get rid of this. Hey, Ricardo, could we take the sound out? Or Carlos, whoever's running sound? Test, test. Yeah, if that can go down.